Our next presenter today is an author, a journalist, a TV personality, and a little thing that I thought I might mention is he worked for the British government for 21 years in the Ministry of Defense, actually running their UFO program. Okay, so just a little thing, you know. Yeah. Consequently, because of that job, the press has nicknamed him the real Fox Mulder, because that's literally what he was doing, okay? So now he is recognized worldwide as an expert, in UFOs, strange phenomenon, conspiracy theories. So today, in August of 1990, what our speaker is going to talk about is in August of 1990, two hikers in Scotland had a spectacular close encounter. And by the way, just in case you're wondering, to pay homage to the homeland, since our speaker is going to graciously talk about it. And I pathetically look for any excuse to wear the kilt, so that's why I'm wearing it. All right. Anyway, they had a spectacular close encounter with a huge diamond-shaped UFO hovering no more than 100 feet off the ground in broad daylight. They took a series of stunning photos, contacted the newspaper, but the Ministry of Defense acquired the photographs and the negatives and somehow killed the story. So for years, a poster-sized copy of one of the best pictures was hanging in the office in the Ministry of Defense, and then even that eventually disappeared. What was the mystery craft? Where did the photos go? Why were they confiscated from the Ministry of Defense and everybody else? Why was the case silenced? So anyway, our next presenter is going to tell you all about this real-life cover-up that is stranger than anything you've seen on the X-Files. So join me in welcoming Nick Pope. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much indeed for that kind introduction, and thank you very much for all being here to listen this afternoon. I'd like to thank everybody at Ozark Mountain Publishing for putting on this conference, which continues to be one of the premier UFO conferences in the entire world. And I believe it's my third time here. I'm very pleased to be back, and I think it's great that this conference is continuing to honor the memory of Dolores Cannon. So, what I thought I would do today is dip into the real-life X-Files. As you know, I worked for the Ministry of Defense for 21 years, 3 years of that on the UFO project, and I guess well known for talking about a number of cases such as the Rendlesham Forrest incident, which I may touch on briefly today, but I'm not going to go into in any great detail, not least because John Burroughs is there, and while I have written about this case, he kind of lived it. So, do make a point of attending his presentation on Sunday. I know I will. I might mention Rendlesham a bit later in passing, but I thought that I've done a number of TV shows on that and some of the other better-known British cases, such as the Crawford incident from 1993. So I thought I would pick another case and really drill down into it. So see what you all make of that. Before I get into that, and by the way, let's just test all this. This picture of me at the Jodrell Bank radio telescope. So I'm doing my kind of, this is like the movie Contact. So I'm doing my contact moment there. And as somebody kindly pointed out, my hair looked a little darker there. the conference organizers said, make sure you send us a recent picture. And I'm like, yeah, okay, here's a recent-ish picture. So, that's Ministry of Defense main building where I worked. Looks positively Stalin-esque in its architecture. The Lubyanka or the Dream Factory, whatever you want to call it. But I worked there for 21 years, and appropriately enough, I was up on the 8th floor. Maybe they thought I should be high up as I was on the UFO project. Actually, I think I was on the other side, but that's the 8th floor. So I was in one of these 4 spines, but on the other side, and literally overlooking 10 Downing Street. I don't know if any of you remember when the IRA launched a mortar bomb attack on Downing Street, but I was actually in the building and not only heard but felt the explosion when the mortars landed. So anyway, that's where it is, in the heart of London, overlooking Downing Street. And just for a little bit of nostalgia, there is, I believe, only one photograph that survives of me actually at the UFO project in the office doing that job. And for a little bit of nostalgia, there we go. What a handsome devil. With his jet black hair and his Harry Potter glasses. And, this is back in the days, really before the internet and things. And I guess somebody now could probably do a kind of, like has been done, the famous photo of General Ramey in the aftermath of Roswell. Well, this is a real document. I kind of vaguely remember what was on it, but we even had someone from MOD security in there making sure that there were no classified files, that could be visible here. These are the real-life X-Files. Oh, hello. These were the real-life X-Files. MI5 did not want you to see that. These really are the real-life X-Files, and I don't know if it shows here, but green ones are confidential and pink ones are secret. Red ones are top secret, but are not in any of those cabinets. Top secret information has to be separately maintained. But I show that just, as an interesting piece of history, I guess. The Ministry of Defense policy on UFOs, this is taken from one of the most interesting documents ever to have been declassified and released by the MOD. And we kind of shot ourselves in the foot by releasing it, but it was the law, we had to do it. And this document, I think, articulates the policy. Maybe not a hard cover-up, but a soft cover-up, so to speak. Our policy is to downplay the subject of UFOs and to avoid attaching undue attention or publicity to it. And the interesting story behind that document is that the United States Air Force program, Project Bluebird, really doing the same job in the US as we were doing in the UK. They contacted us way back in 1965, well before my time, obviously, and and they asked us, would we, exchange information on the UFO issue, exchange insights into policy, media handling, etc., and share perhaps some of our data. And we had some exchange of information with the US authorities on this, but this was what we told the American government was the way that we handled things. And it's kind of almost like an admission of guilt, in a sense. And that policy really survives to this day.